Good morning, Miss Miranda. My name is Helena Bianca from 2A. I want to read a story about Cinderella. Cinderella. Once upon a time, there lived a girl whose mother had passed away and whose father had married again. The new wife and her two daughters were very mean to the girl, who was forced to cook, sew, wash, and iron all day. At night, the girl slept by the fire glowing cinders. So her ugly stepsister called her Cinderella. One day, a letter came from the royal place. The prince has invited us to a royal ball, shrieked one of the ugly stepsisters. It was an invitation to all of the young ladies in the kingdom. At the end of the night, the prince was going to choose his bride. The day of the ball soon arrived, and the stepsisters were very excited. As they put the final touch to her outfits, Cinderella asked her stepmom what she might wear. "You're not going to the ball," loud her stepmother and stepsister Curly. Poor Cinderella felt upset, so she ran outside and cried. But just then, a fairy appeared out of nowhere. "I'm your fairy godmother," the fairy said kindly. With a flick of her magic wand, the fairy godmother transformed a nearby pumpkin into a beautiful carriage. She changed two mice into horses. Then she transformed a rat into a coachman and two lizards into footmen. Finally, she turned Cinderella's scarf dress into a beautiful ball gown, and birds fluttered down with a pair of glass slippers. "Enjoy the ball," said the fairy godmother, "but make sure you're back home by midnight, or the spell will be broken." Cinderella thanked her fairy godmother and set off to the ball. The palace looked magically in the moonlight, and Cinderella was very excited. No one in the room recognized her, and everyone agreed that she was the most beautiful young lady at the ball. The prince was enchanted by Cinderella's beauty, and he danced with her all night. As the clock cracked slowly toward midnight, Cinderella was having such a wonderful time that she forgot to leave. Dong, dong, dong. Suddenly, the clock struck 12, and Cinderella remembered what her fairy godmother had said. Without a word, Cinderella felt and vanished into the night, leaving one of her glass slippers behind on the place stairs. The weeks passed, and the prince's helper searched the whole kingdom until only Cinderella and her ugly stepsister were left. The first ugly stepsister tried to squeeze and push her foot into the slippers, but no matter how hard she tried, her foot was too big. Then the second ugly stepsister tried the slippers on, but her foot was too small. No luck here, exclaimed the prince's helper, and he turned to leave. Wait, cried Cinderella's father. I have a daughter. The stepmom and the ugly stepsister looked at him in disbelief. Her! She didn't go to the ball, shrieked Cinderella's stepmom. Thought the helper, looking at Cinderella. She seemed familiar. And with that, Cinderella slipped her foot into the glass slipper, and it fit perfectly. Cinderella traveled nervously back to the palace, but she did not need to worry. The prince recognized her at once as the beautiful girl he had danced with. Will you marry me? He asked Cinderella, taking her hand. Yes, said Cinderella joyfully. Cinderella and the prince were married the very next day, and they lived happily ever after. Thank you, Miss Miranda. Bye-bye.